So in this video tutorial I am going to design this sketch. So first thing is that the units are given in millimeters and the key thickness is 5 millimeters. So we are going to design this sketch. The dimensions are given for this sketch, and you can also see the different constraints which are added for this sketch is also showing here. So to fully define this sketch we also needed the constraints. So just look at it and observe this sketch. Let's draw it. So first thing is that we needed to verify the units. So selected units are in millimeter. We are good to go. Then select the create sketch and select this surface. And then I am going to draw a rectangle and select. This select is used to make the pointer of the mouse on neutral. Like if you are selected in one command and you want to make the pointer neutral, so just select it. It will make the pointer in that. And second thing is that I am going to add the sketch dimension. This dimension is given as 10 and this dimension is given as 60. So next thing is that we needed a midpoint constraint for this line and this region. So it will make this line in the midpoint of that region. The region will be the midpoint of that line. Sorry. And then select. Next thing is that I am going to add this slot portion and this arc, and as you can see the center of this slot is facing this point. So we needed to add a line here, a horizontal line, and then make that line a construction line, and make sure that this the midpoint of that slot will be in here. So go to line, select line and draw a line like here, then click on select and select this line and make it a construction line. Then go to create and you will see a slot command. Here different types of slots are given according to your requirement. So for this sketch we needed center point slot. For center point slot, the first point will be the center of that slot. So make sure you select this construction line for the first point of center point slot and then drag it upward in a vertical form and then like that. So now we needed to add sketch dimension. This dimension is given as 10, and from this point to this point this dimension is also 10. And then we needed to add a position dimension for this center to this first line of slot. This dimension is 10 millimeters. So select this line and this center point and add a 10. Then we needed to add a arc 3 center point. So make sure you select this point. This point, the point of this circle and this line where these 2 points are meeting, we needed to select this point. And when you move here on that point, so I am going to select that point and second point will be that point. Make sure you selected these points. If you go here, it will be in that form, showing that this point will be on that line, but when you go here it will show you the common point. And then add a coincident relation for this point. We wanted this center of that arc on that line, so we add a coincident relation. Select this and this and it will add a coincident relation. You can also drag the dimension like that. Now as you can see in this sketch we needed 2 more, so we are going to add a circular pattern, and for the objects I am going to select all the objects which we needed, and then for the center point I am going to select this center. So as you know, circular pattern add the any sketch or any shape in a circular form has many quantities you needed. So for this sketch we needed 3 quantities. So quantities are selected 3, we are good, but as you see under the types it's telling us a full mean this constraint will this circular pattern will be added around a full circular angle. A circle has total 360-degree angles, so this circular pattern is going to add for 360 angle when the full type is selected. So instead of full we needed add angle. So as you see now the total angle is 180 degree. That's our requirement. And the thing is that now this circular pattern is added between 160 degree angle. You can change it to 270 degree. So now 270 degree angle is added, but we don't needed it. Again, go to create and circular pattern and select all these lines, and then this is center point, and then under the type I am going to select angle and make sure the angle 160 is selected. Okay, 180 is selected. Type angle and it's adding the circular pattern for 180 angle. Click OK. Now I am going to add some lines like that. So for it I am going to select line, and from this point make sure the point where this arc and this circle is adding. So when you go here for a common point, this type of a box, blue box will appear on that. So select this and then select this. Okay, and then select this point and this point like that, and then from this point to draw a line like that, click this check mark and like that, check mark and select. No, some of lines we don't needed it, so to remove them I'm going to select trim. Trim is the tool which is used to cut some lines or shape which are not required. After selecting this trim, when you the portion which you don't want, just move your mouse there, which portion you don't want. So we don't want this portion, I'm going to click here. We don't want this portion, I'm going to click here. We don't want this portion, I am going to click here. We don't want this portion, I am going to click here. So now this is done. Next thing is that I'm going to make these cuts here. So in zoom form you can see it here, and the dimensions are the dimension of this is also given. So for this cut I am going to select this rectangle. So draw a rectangle like that, draw a rectangle that and that, 3 rectangles, and then go to sketch dimension. Now all thing we are going to do is just add dimension. So from here to here this dimension is 4, and for this dimension from this point to this point this dimension is 5, and then from here to here this dimension is given as 4, and then from here this line to this line this dimension is given as 3, and from here to here this dimension is given as 2, and from here to here this dimension is given as 5. Okay, now we needed to add this horizontal dimension. So this dimension is 3, and dimension for this cut is 4, and dimension for this cut is 1. So we are done. We added these 3 cuts like that. Then finish this sketch and move to the home view, the isometric view. It will be showing in like that. Then go to extrude. As you know, the extrude command is used to add the material. So under extrude I am going to select this portion of the profile, select all the portion of the profile which you want to add the material. Make sure you don't select it this rectangular shape, because if you will select it, it will add the material for them, but we wanted them as a cut. And for the distance it's given as 5 millimeter. So this is done. This is our requirement. It will be in that shape, so you can rotate it and see that this key is done.